up, everybody, and welcome back to another piping hot serving of Deep Dish and Dairy, the show where we talk about sports, not food. Tyler, my friend, how are you doing this evening?
I'm just doing absolutely great. Um, yeah, just a very chipper week for me, I guess. Halloween's in a couple days. Yeah, just ready to talk some sports. We got the bottom of the ninth right now. Not looking for the good for the Dodgers. Bottom of the ninth, in Game 5, series tied 2-2. Toronto's up 6-1 right now, 0 outs. But unless there's a miracle here, it looks like Toronto's going to go up 3-2 with 2 games at home with only needing to win one. So, yep, going to need a miracle for the Dodgers here. But what a great series we've had so far in this World Series.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's
Been
fucking awesome.
So we had the crazy game on Monday night that went 18 innings. It was
The
wild.
fuck was that?
It was 7
I went
hours
to
long,
bed. Yeah, dude, I went to bed and I was still getting notifications. Say it again?
twice. Fell asleep. I woke up, fell asleep again. Woke up.
Yeah, dude. My phone kept buzzing in the middle of the night, and I'm like, who could possibly be trying to reach me this late? It's just ESPN. Just
Yeah.
going another inning and another. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Crazy. I mean, the game was it was like 1 or 2 in the morning on the East Coast. Crazy.
Yes. Yes. I was getting notifications at 2 a.m. Like, what the fuck? How's this game not over?
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
um, maybe the Dodgers can rally. They got one on with no outs and Mookie Betts, so they're at the meat of their order. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Blue Jays, I think, are gonna be World Series champs.
I think so. It's a good winner. I'd like the Blue Jays to win. That'd be a fun team to win the series.
I don't mind it. I mean, I
That'd be
live in
fun.
the Dodgers. I pull for them, but I got to stop doing that here at some point. They keep knocking my Brewers out of the playoffs every couple of years, so I can't really be supporting
Yeah.
it. It's keeping my team from going to the World Series twice since I lived out here. It's kind of at some point, you know what? I'm done with y'all.
Yeah, gotta be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a Dodgers fan, having had been an LA transplant for 5 years, but yeah, at this point, I'm like, yeah, let's get a new team in here. Let's get some fresh blood.
With that, and
My camera.
getting some fresh blood, why don't we talk a little football?
Indeed, let's talk about some football, starting with the collegiate area of football. How did college go this past week?
Past week 9 in the college football season, saw some interesting games. From a Wisconsin standpoint, Wisconsin finally scored a touchdown for the first time in like 3 weeks. They were shut out the last two. This past week they traveled to number 6 Oregon, and they actually only lost 21-7. So last week they lost 34-0. The week before 37-0 to Ohio State and Iowa respectively. So I don't know. Maybe Fickle's finally turning the page, but still, Wisconsin is extremely bad. They're 2-6 right now. Not really much to say about them. Speaking of bad, Colorado and the Dion experiment. I get it. I think they hit it out of the park where they needed to get somebody that could help bring in money and NIL, but he's just not really all that great of an X's and O coach, I don't think. And
No.
it comes down to this coaching staff. He's just hiring former NFL players and friends of his
Yeah,
that
his
have had
friends.
no NFL or have had no real coaching experience other than at youth levels, and giving them D1 coaching jobs and stuff. And I'm just like, this stuff ain't gonna work. They lost 43-0 or 43-7.
Might as well have been nothing.
43-0. I meant at halftime. They lost 53-7 to Utah.
Yikes.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Yikes. I don't even think Utah is even that good this year, are they? Or am I missing something?
They're 6-2, but
Oh well, yeah.
Utah's always pretty decent. They're always competitive. They're always pretty solid team. But yeah, things are not looking great for Dion in Colorado. But some of the other games on the weekend, we had a big matchup Saturday night between number 3 Texas A&M and number 20 LSU. This one ended up being pretty big because you're supposed to not be able to win in LSU at nighttime. It's supposed to be Death Valley at night. It's hard and whatever. Well, LSU got the doors blown off of them at home by Texas A&M, 49-25, and it resulted in Mr. Family Brian Kelly, head coach, being fired. Granted, he got like a $54 million buyout, slightly less than James Franklin did at Penn State a few weeks ago, but he is no longer the head coach at LSU. So
Nope.
LSU, even one of my teams that I picked as a potential, legit candidate to win the national championship, is 3 losses already. He's fired their coach, and things are just not looking good in Baton Rouge right now.
Oh, things are not looking great. Yeah, when you fire your coach this early into the college season, yeah, it's not a good sign. I mean, look at Purdue.
Yeah, especially when it was a guy
Penn
that
State.
was a big splash. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, yeah, Penn State. Especially when it was a guy in Brian Kelly who you're taking from Notre Dame, who's considered to be one of the best coaches in college football, and he left Notre Dame to come there, and it was supposed to be a big splash, and it's been nothing but disaster so far. I mean, he's lost multiple games to start the season, and that's just not the LSU way. So he is out and looking for a job. Number 24, Arizona State hosted 7-1 Houston, and they lost. They were upset 24-16. What other games were kind of big notable ones? Miami, after their loss last week to Louisville, they got back to their winning ways, 42-7 over Stanford, but Stanford is pretty poor this year. Texas beat Mississippi State 45-38. Texas is just definitely not as good as we thought they were going to be, and a lot of that comes down to what we thought Arch Manning was going to be and what he's panned out to not be. Number 4, Alabama went on the road, had a scare against South Carolina, won 29-22. One of the other big and probably the biggest matchup of the weekend had number 15 Missouri going to number 10 Vanderbilt in Nashville. Vanderbilt continues to amaze this year. They won 17-10. Number 11 BYU went to unranked Iowa State, but they were 5-2 coming into the weekend. And I called last week that this was a sneaky game. Iowa State was up early and kind of looking like they were going to handle this game, but BYU ended up tying it by halftime. Or no, ended up making it kind of a game. It was 24-17 at halftime, but BYU dominated the second half and won 41-27. So BYU is undefeated now. Team we've got to start taking serious for playoff circumstances. Number 23, Illinois, went out to Washington and got the doors blown off of them, 42-25. What other big games was there? Iowa. I don't know. Iowa all of a sudden this year learned how to score points. They're not just a punting team. They won 41-3 on Minnesota, and they scored 37 on Wisconsin. I don't know where all of a sudden the offensive surge came, but something's going on there. The other big, I forgot almost, big game Saturday morning was number 8 Ole Miss traveling to number 13 Oklahoma, and Ole Miss comes away 34-26 victory there. Georgia Tech keeps rolling. They're 8-0. They're ranked number 7, 41-16. Indiana, number 2 in the country, keeps rolling 56-6 over UCLA. And I think that's pretty much about the biggest games of the weekend last weekend. So kind of chalk. Most of the teams that were supposed to won. It wasn't like the upsets we had the weekend before. So,
decent week of football, except for the fact that my team is now unranked.
Yeah.
We done slid out the rankings.
Illinois is no longer ranked. You're right, but I mean, still having a good year, 5-3.
Yeah, just
a lot of season left to go. But
we were 9 at one point.
I know, sure. You got the doors blown off of you by the number 2 team in the country, who is showing to be legit.
Yeah, they are definitely the number 2 team without question. Obviously, Ohio State is head and shoulders above any team in the conference, but yeah, Indiana's like, hey, we're here.
That's true. And speaking of Ohio State, fast forward to this weekend, big noon kickoff game has this was supposed to be considered maybe the greatest game of the year earlier on in the year, but now has definitely flustered with Penn State now being 3-4 and having fired their head coach. Number one, Ohio State hosts Penn State this weekend. Also, obviously, Penn State did lose their starting quarterback on the season a couple weeks ago. Other big game Saturday morning. Number 9, Vanderbilt goes on the road to Austin, Texas to take on the number 20th ranked Texas Longhorns. Texas right now is 2.5-point favorites. I forgot to mention that Ohio State-Penn State game is supposed to be the game of the year. Ohio State is now 21-point favorites in that game. But number 9, Vanderbilt going to number 20, Texas. 9 versus 20 in a Vanderbilt, Texas game. Never would you think that Vanderbilt was the higher ranked team, but hey, that's where we are in 2025. We got the largest cocktail party is what they call it when Georgia plays Florida every year. We got that this weekend. Florida 3-4 and unranked, but number 5, Georgia and Florida have that game this weekend. Number 2, Indiana takes on Maryland this weekend. Number 12, Notre Dame heads to 1-7 Boston College. There's too many huge big games like matchup wise when it comes to ranked teams this weekend. But we do have number 18 Oklahoma traveling to Knoxville to take on the 14th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Number 23 USC goes to Lincoln to take on 6-2 Nebraska. And the other unranked matchup we have is number 17 Cincinnati traveling to number 24 Utah. So, as always, we have weekends where it's like we don't have great matchups this weekend. Maybe there's not going to be that crazy of great games and whatnot, but those are usually the weekends where we have some wild things happen, maybe some wild upsets. So definitely looking forward to, as always, another slate of Saturday games, and we're almost there because, the weekend is just around the corner. But before we look ahead too far, why don't we recap this past weekend in the NFL?
Yes, let's do that. This week was weird. Weird week of football this week, all around. We'll start with Thursday night's game. The Vikings going up against the Chargers. The Chargers basically blow the door hinges off for the Vikings. They win 37-10. This is more of a story on the Vikings and how they completely mismanaged their quarterback situation. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, is J.J. McCarthy really hurt, or is he just not ready to play? I think we mentioned this last week. I'm almost starting to wonder if he's just not ready to be thrown to the fire. But Carson Wentz is just pathetic. The team,
well,
the
O-line, to be fair, his arm is basically hanging off its hinges. They had him playing football out there. He's not good because he's Carson Wentz, right? Like, we know who he is as a quarterback, but that was just terrible. That was a terrible game to have him play. And to keep him in there the whole game was ridiculous. It was absurd.
Yeah, he beat up. Yeah, the one time he was running off, like his arm was about to rip off. But the Chargers definitely needed a good bounce back game, and they definitely had one here. Obviously, 37-10. There's no slouch there. But they have also, they did it with like their third string running back. Guy went off. I don't even know what his first name is. I just know Vidal.
Kamani Vidal.
Yeah.
Kamani Vidal.
Carries 117 yards and a touchdown.
Pretty good.
But, yeah, and Lad McConkey, he's kind of almost turning into like the new so it's like the LA Rams have Puka Nacua, and Lad is like the Chargers version of Puka.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna get open, he's gonna get his every week. Like,
yep.
That's what that's come down to.
Yep.
So, I mean, Justin Herbert, solid game. Did have the one interception, but this game was never really much of a game. Chargers pretty much dominated from the jump. I mean, it was 21-3 at halftime. So,
yeah, it was pretty much done before half. And again, another casualty out of the game. Carson Wentz is out for the year. He has to have surgery on that poor fucking arm that they made him play on. So I don't know who their starting quarterback is going to be coming up this week. Obviously, you would think it would be the smart idea to start J.J. McCarthy. However, because it's been 8 weeks and he has not been on the field with a high ankle sprain, I don't think he's coming out at all. I think they're going to go with whoever the third backup is. I don't even know who he is, but they're going to go with him. and see what they got. But yeah, McCarthy's probably not going to play another snap this year. I I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, the smart thing in my eyes would be to play him. You got to see if you made the right decision, or if you need to, because you're going to be bad this year, picking up high. You need to know if you needed to go quarterback again. So I'd say,
Here's what's gonna make me mad. Here's what's gonna make me mad. If they play him next week and he's fine, I'm gonna wonder why the hell they didn't play him this last week
yeah,
because he's been cleared.
I mean, I don't care. They're screwing this whole thing up, so that's good for me.
I was
That's
gonna
all.
say, I mean, I honestly no real like not really invested in that because they are the Vikings at the end of the day and they're at the bottom of the division, which is where they belong. So we're gonna leave them down there. Yeah, that's a good bounce back win for the Chargers for sure.
Definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
I thought you were saying so.
Oh no, no, yeah.
Cool
So
beans. All right, so we'll move on to our Sunday game, starting with the Dolphins going up against the Falcons in Atlanta. Uh, fuck happened here?
one of those first head scratcher games of
Hmm.
the week, like we said, Sunday had a handful of them. The Dolphins showed up and decided to be like, "Yo, we're gonna own you today, 34-10, two ahead, four touchdown passes and zero interceptions." Like what? This is the same two
Yeah.
we've been seeing for weeks.
Yep.
Because
That's him.
surprising to me. I mean, I mean, I don't take it as this means that the Dolphins are going to be good going forward. I just think like the Falcons are one of those teams. They're very up and down, very roller coaster.
Yeah.
They also didn't have Drake London. They also started Kirk Cousins because Michael Penix was out. So, and I just don't think, Kirk Cousins coming off the bench. I mean, he was 21 of 31 for 173 yards. Kirk Cousins' days in the NFL as a starter or a significant player are done. Um,
Yeah.
You're going to be a journeyman backup if he wants to be. But yeah, the Falcons have to have Kirk Cousins out there. Their season's probably pretty shot as well.
Yeah. It's not gonna work out. Especially with a stat line like that. No one's gonna win a game in the league with a stat line like that. So yeah. Uh a good win for Miami. They needed that for morale, I guess.
Yeah,
But like you said, there's no shot this season. They're not I don't see it.
yeah. I don't expect this to be something that becomes the norm. I
Yeah.
expect them to be getting blown up 34-10 more often than not.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I envision as well. More blowouts for them on the other end of it. But yeah, they needed that win. And Atlanta, they'll be fine once they get Penix back. But oh, excuse me, if they keep putting out Kirk Cousins, they're probably gonna keep losing those games. So they better hope Penix gets better real soon. All right, our next matchup. Oh boy. Well, my Bears went into Baltimore to play the Ravens. Uh, Lamar did not play. They ended up changing their mind on Saturday. That he was not going to play. They had been basically basically saying he was going to play. He was in practice. He was fully participating, all this good stuff, and then he was out. So we got a Tyler Huntley game, and he played okay. Like he actually won the game. They won 30-16. Uh, More so a game, I guess, for the Ravens. This was more of a game that they desperately needed. They needed to get a win there at some point. For again, another like morale win. They got most of their defensive players back from injury, which they needed desperately. They got Roquan back, Marlon Humphrey, a couple of other guys. So they were just juiced up and they were ready to play, especially at home. So we were a good target for them to beat. This is one of those losses where we lost, but I wasn't like upset about it. Like normally I get like fucking pissed off that we lost so bad. But I'm like, no, we deserve that. That tracked. Caleb didn't have a great game again. Same another game where he didn't have a touchdown, but he did throw another really costly interception. This is just not a more cleaner game, like as far as passing is concerned, but he did again, we gotta start scoring. Our problem is we have these great drives, these great long sustained drives. Our opening drive took up 9 minutes. It was ridiculous. Like we took up most of the first half of the first quarter, I mean, on one drive, but we couldn't punch it in with a touchdown. We just kept having to settle for field goals. And in this league, field goals aren't going to win you the game. You have to go score points. You have to go get touchdowns. And it was just too little too late for us to start scoring and actually get the offense going. So it's a good win for Baltimore. Like I said, that was a win they desperately needed. It would have been nice to go five weeks in a row with a win. But I don't feel defeated by this loss. I don't feel like, oh, it's all over. I don't think this is going to be a repeat of last season. Like last season, that loss to Washington was just indicative of the kind of team that was. They were careless. They were irresponsible. They didn't really want to be out there to play anyway. This team, I believe, has more fight in it than that. And I think they'll bounce back from it. I don't think they're going to hit a 10-game skid like they did last year. So this is just an opportunity to go back, look at the film, see what you can do to fix it. Help Caleb get in better positions to, get guys in the end zone because he's doing fine down the field. We just got to find ways to score without just using our running backs. So I'm sure we'll figure it out. I trust in Ben Johnson to get that figured out. But yeah, 30-16, that's a team loss, and it well deserved. We had no takeaways in that game also. Like our defense is really dependent on takeaways. That's what makes our defense good. And if we don't get any takeaways, we can't get pressure on the quarterback. We're really bad in coverage. Most of our top corners, like our top 3 corners, were out of the game. Had some linemen that were out. So, just not good defensively. We did pick up CJ Gardner-Johnson just a few hours ago, really, just earlier in the day. So he's going to be a nice addition to have in our backfield. Going to need his energy, going to need his fire and his forcefulness. So we'll see what happens next week. But yeah, just a Bears loss.
Bears loss, okay. All right.
What? We're still above 500.
I get it. I just heard there was like a soundbite where it kind of sounded like, I don't know what the play was exactly, but where Caleb was being interviewed and kind of answered it like one way, and then not knowingly, Ben Johnson was asked kind of the same question. It was like he wasn't definitively like backing whatever comment it was, but he didn't know about his comment, so it was like kind of contradicting statements, but they didn't both know that they were being interviewed at the same time.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're a little not all there on the same page yet.
No, I don't think they are. And I think that's fine at this stage. Again, this is his first season with Ben Johnson. This is Ben Johnson's first season as a head coach. They're both learning. Like they're both on a learning curve right now.
I understand that. 100%. So
yeah. And you know what? Sometimes you need these losses because you can get complacent if you keep winning. If you just, especially the games that we've been winning, games that we normally lose, you can get a little cocky. You can get a little, hey. Like I remember there was a moment where Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, they did a social media post about getting ready for Sunday. And they made a small jab at the Baltimore Ravens having taken away like all their arcade games and like consoles out of their locker room. Like apparently they like had to take all that stuff out because they weren't playing well enough. And there were shots of them playing video games and like playing ping pong and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you don't get to be cheeky. We've won 4 games that we normally lose, and we didn't play that well. So let's calm down. But
glad you told me that now. So that makes it even that much nice.
Yeah, exactly. So it's you need a loss like that to be like, hey, listen, you have not arrived. I know we're in a win now stage, but we are not a winning team yet. We have not established a winning culture on this team, and it's not going to happen in 8 games. It's just not. So it's going to take some time for it to gel. Honestly, next year is the year I'll start truly evaluating and being like, okay, Caleb has had enough practice. He's had enough experience. He's had enough time. If by this time next year he's still doing the same things he's doing this year, then we've got a problem. But that's too far into the future to think about right now. Right now, we're still, like I said, above 500. We're 3rd in the division, and that's all that matters.
There you go. You heard it from her.
Indeed. But yeah, and I don't really care about stats. I mean, Derrick Henry finally had another decent game. He had 21 carries for 71 yards and 2 TDs. Tyler Huntley, like I said, played a clean game. Didn't do too much, didn't do too little. 17 to 22, 186 and a touchdown. Zay Flowers had a decent game. But yeah. Good win for both.
It wasn't that flashy of a game, though.
No, like I said, it was just a game that they kept in check.
All you to sleep type game.
Yeah, it just kept you in check. That's all. It just kept us in check, and that was fine. Like I said, I wasn't too mad about it. But yeah, we'll move on to our next game up. Hey, the Jets went into fucking Cincinnati, okay, to play Joe Flacco and the Bengals. All right, and my boy Justin Fields Gotta win.
This is crazy. The Jets got
Oh,
their first win
food.
of the season. They come back and win 39-38 on the Bengals after outscoring them 23-7 in the fourth quarter.
Ooh, wow.
You know the Jets could score 23 points in a game, let alone one quarter.
No, no, did not think it was possible. Didn't think it was possible at all. And they got it done. Brees Hall had one hell of a game, 18 carries, 133 yards, two TDs. I mean, Justin, you look at his stats, they don't pop out at you, but considering how he's been playing the last few weeks, that's phenomenal. I
Sure.
want him to do that every game.
Also, you have to remember too that the Jets didn't even have their two best players on, well, arguably, in Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner both didn't play in this game.
Both out. Yep. And they did it.
Wild after
I do.
the game that you know the Bengals had on Thursday night the week before. You would have never thought that this would be the game that the Jets got, but the Bengals are that type of team. There shouldn't be that surprised that this
Yeah.
happened.
And the thing is, the Bengals scored 38 points.
You should,
Like,
yeah. But
they
they
could have
gave
very
them
well won this game. Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened. The person with the most points
the
wins the
Bengals.
game.
Their defense has always been the issue. So obviously now that they got Joe Flacco, their offense can still put up points. Obviously, it's their defense can't stop nobody. Then Trey Hendrickson left the game, their best defensive player. So things are just bad all around in Cincinnati. Been that way all year, and it's just going to stay that way.
The whole city of Ohio just needs to be thrown away, like, football wise.
Throw it right down the dumpster, except for Ohio State. They can keep Ohio, and the rest of it just fucking.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, good win for the Jets. They needed that, man. They needed that so bad. Now, I don't know what they're going to do down the stretch. They've already lost 7 games. It's going to be a tight window to try to get into any kind of point of the playoffs. I don't see it happen.
It's already sailed.
Not happening. So that's what I'm saying. The rest of this season, build on that. Whatever that was, whatever that game plan was, just build on that till next year.
That was we're going to have our owner talk shit about our starting quarterback. We're going to name the backup the starter. Then we're going to find out he's hurt and have to go back to the starter that we just bashed, and he's going to come out and get a win. That's what you call that.
I'm so glad I'm not a Jets fan. I have my own pain being a Bears fan, but I am so glad I'm not a Jets fan. They go through hell.
Yeah.
My oh my. But yeah, good win for them. Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on. Oh, okay. This will be quick. The Buffalo Bills played the Carolina Panthers with Andy Dalton as the quarterback for Carolina. So you know how this went. They lose 40-9.
The Bills got their get back game after their bye. You know, a lot of speculation on where they were going with their season. They're 5-2 now. But, you know, this game really was James Cook. I mean, 19 carries for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. The guy balled out this weekend, and he was kind of basically the one that did it because, I mean, Josh Allen, he was only 12-19 for 163 yards and 1 touchdown. So he didn't have to do too much through the air. So Khalil Shakir had a nice game, 6 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. He's kind of emerged as that number 1 receiver for Allen on the year. But again, James Cook has proven what a lot of people thought, you know, kind of midway through last year, that he's one of the better backs in the league, and this was his game to take over. But like we said, Bills coming off the bye, playing a bad team with their backup quarterback, couldn't really expect much else.
No. And I mean, I had Andy Dalton on my team. I had him play a few times for us. I've never seen him look this lost. Like, he was out there like he didn't even know what the hell he was doing. He forgot what sport he was playing half the time.
That's usually a sign it's time to hang him up, sir.
I believe so. The Red Rocket has flown. Red Rider has flown. Yeah. It's over, dude. It's over. But yeah, good get back win for the Bills. They needed that. The Panthers will be fine once Bryce Young is back, but Andy Dalton is not the answer. He's just not at all. All right, our next game up is the 49ers going into Houston to play the Texans. Another game I saw going a completely different direction. The Houston's win 26-15.
Yeah. I mean, also thought the Niners would win, but Houston desperately needed this game. They're
Yeah.
now 3-4, but um, yeah, really was surprised by this game. This is one of those other head scratchers on the weekend. I mean, the Texans were kind of down all their top receivers. They don't have Nico Collins. They didn't have Christian Kirk. Um, but it doesn't matter because they spread the ball around really nicely. Hutchinson and Higgins both had touchdown catches. Um, again, the Texans just desperately needed this game a lot more than the Niners did. The Niners also, I don't know. They've had a nice little run here with all these injuries. You know, they were at 5-2, now the 5-3. I think their tide is slowly starting to turn for them where they're going to start losing games. Like
Yeah.
you can't have a team that's missing that many playmakers in general, and you don't have that many, and everybody's just banging the fuck up on both sides of the ball. Like
Yeah.
eventually, your luck's going to run out, and
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see the tables turn now, so where they're going to start racking up the losses. I think.
Yeah. I believe that too. I don't know what they're doing, like strength and conditioning or practice, or I don't know what their facility is doing to these players, but they are constantly bombarded with injuries season after season. And it's
And this year
bad,
it's
man.
not with everybody, and it's unfortunate for them, but for me, a Niner hater, like I don't mind it.
Fair enough. But yeah, much needed win for Houston. Going forward, it'll be bode well for them as the season continues on. All right, next game up, the Cleveland Browns going up against the New England Patriots. And it looked like for about half a second there, Cleveland was going to be somebody important, but they managed to let that go. So New England wins 32-13.
Yeah, the Patriots are on a roll. They're 6-2 now.
Man,
Um,
Drake freaking May.
yeah, he's officially. We can stop. Like he's for sure here. He's him. He's a starting
Yeah.
franchise quarterback. 18-24, 282, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Um, like we said, yeah, they are just balling out right now. He's spreading the ball around nicely. The Browns, I mean, Dylan Gabriel had 2 touchdown passes, but also 2 interceptions. Um, he's definitely not the answer when it comes to being a starting franchise quarterback in the NFL, but we already kind of knew that. Patriots are for real. I think, you know, my prediction of them being a playoff team is looking pretty good as of right now. Because let's be honest, they have a legit chance of still winning their division. And that division includes Josh Allen and the Bills. Because remember, they beat them on their one matchup already this year. So,
Yeah.
Patriots are looking good. They're already, I can say, I feel like they are back to being a competitive contender.
Agreed. Yeah, it didn't take them long. But yeah, they're right back to winning like crazy in Foxborough. I'm sure Patriots fans are just lit ablaze with their new Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. I'm sure they're so happy.
I bet they are.
There goes the next 20 years of our lives.
I was just gonna say, hopefully it doesn't translate to 20 years of them just dominating. No.
I hope not. I mean, I need some parity in the NFL. I need some mixed up stuff here. But yeah, the Patriots are for real. They are no joke. They're going to be really dominant going into the postseason as well. So look, I'm actually looking forward to see how they do. I will say, as a non-Patriot fan, I am looking. All right, next matchup on the docket is the New York Giants going up against Philadelphia with the Eagles. This quick turnaround for them. I feel like they just played each other,
They
not
did
like,
2 weeks ago.
yeah. So, the New York Giants got the upper hand in that game. And then Philadelphia said, not again. No, no way. They win 38-20, as expected.
Yeah, this game fully expected this to be kind of what was going to happen. Philly was like, we were embarrassed that last time, and we let the Dart and Scatterbo kind of have their coming out party to the nation. But yeah,
Mhm.
not only kind of dominated this game, but Saquon had his finally I'm here game of the year because he's been pretty quiet all year. but he went 14 carries, 150 yards, and a touchdown. He also added 4 catches for 24 yards and another touchdown. Um, so he balled the F out on Sunday, and the score represents that because Jalen Hurts only had 179 yards passing, but he did have 4 touchdown passes.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest news that kind of came out of this game was the unfortunate injury to Cam Scattaboo on a pass play where he actually dislocated, I believe, his ankle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Done
It
for
was on the wrong side.
yeah, it was flopping and pointing in the wrong
He got
direction.
up and it was like this. Your feet supposed to be this way. His was like that.
Yeah, it was not good. So he unfortunately is done for the year, but will say, which is something crazy, because we all know how Philly fans typically are. This game was in Philly, and they gave him a standing ovation when he got carted off. And he's
Mm-hmm.
not only on the opposing team, but he's a division rival team.
Yeah.
And Philly fans normally don't do that because if I remember correctly, when Michael Irving playing for the Cowboys, their division, when he had his
Mm-hmm.
neck injury that ended his career, it was at Lincoln Financial, the old Link, and they were cheering and booing him, the
Yep.
Eagles fans, not knowing that
Yep.
dude is almost potentially fighting for his life.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's how they typically are. So yeah, unfortunate for Scattaboo, but yeah, not surprised that the Eagles dominate this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And fuck, that sucks for Scatterboo because the way he runs, dislocated ankle is not ideal to have to come back from next year. So hopefully he's all right. Obviously, they have the finest medical staff money can buy, so he's going to be fine that way. But I hope that his game doesn't get too diminished because he's fun to watch. It's dangerous. He's gonna get hurt out there, but he's an entertaining to watch.
Oh, he's definitely become a fan favorite for most of the league. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, hopefully a speedy recovery for him. And I mean, the Eagles win, so that's what they're supposed to do. So they don't get no pat on the back from me. All right, next game up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into New Orleans to play the Saints. And this was also a get back game for them after being embarrassed on I don't was it Sunday Night Football they played Detroit?
Monday night.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah. So they definitely need a get back game for that. And the Saints are the perfect team to get back on. They win 23-3.
Yeah, it was actually a get back game for the Buccaneers, but this was not an entertaining game at all. It was actually pretty
Oh
gross.
no. Oh no.
23 actually makes it seem like something was being done by the Buccaneers, but like offensively, they didn't do much. Baker only had 152 yards passing. Um, they lost Mike Evans last week. They did get Mecca Buka back, but yeah, just nothing really to elaborate on this game other than the fact that the Buccaneers won. And that Spencer Rattler is no longer going to be starting. The Saints announced today that Tyler, what is it, Shook or Shaw?
Shoe.
Going to be starting this Sunday for the Saints. So
Yeah.
I guess their time now is to see, hey, we drafted this guy in the middle round, see what he's got, because we're 4-7. We might be going for our quarterback this next draft. So
Yeah.
nothing else to really elaborate on that, but the Buccaneers did what they were supposed to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Spencer Rattler experience has come to an end in New Orleans. So yeah, well, I don't know. They are gonna get a high draft pick this year. So that's that they can hang their hat on that at least. And yeah, let's just see what this guy's got. See if he can spark some joy in your team and go win some games for you down the stretch here. All right, next game up, the Tennessee Titans took their woeful ass team into Indianapolis. And I don't know what they thought was gonna happen because it's fucking Indianapolis. They win. The Colts win because they're the best team in the league right now. Daniel Jones is doing stupid stuff. What he's doing is ridiculous.
Daniel Jones is playing like a potential MVP candidate. I don't know what the hell was going on. Obviously, we know things are bad in New York, but I mean, look at the Vikings right now. They let Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones go. And Daniel Jones, 21 of 29, 272 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. And then, he didn't add much rushing this week. But the big one, star, Jonathan Taylor, probably the MVP on the season in my book. 12 carries, 153 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also added 2 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown. I believe he has, 18
Amazing.
total touchdowns on the year. He's on
Yes.
to get like 29, which is
Mm-mm.
like too shy of LaDainian Tomlinson's record.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say right now, if the season ended right now, Jonathan Taylor is my MVP. Remember last year, I thought Saquon should have gotten it. I think at this point of the season, he is having more of an argument to be the MVP than Saquon did at this point of the year. So
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor, if he keeps going and how the Colts are doing, I think we might finally see a non-quarterback win the MVP for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He has been playing lights out game after game after game. I watched a clip of like an all 22 shot of a play that they ran. I think it was one of his touchdown runs.
Uh-huh.
The offensive line, I've never seen this before. I don't know how they schemed it up. I don't know how they practiced this, but somehow, some way, the offensive line managed to open up a lane so wide. It looked like a lane, like a lane on a highway. Like it was just lineman over here, and green grass straight down the middle. And you had two safeties up high who he's beating because he's faster than them. So it's just like, what do you do as a defensive player? How do you defend against that? You can't. You can't. You don't. Especially not if you're the Titans.
You can do.
No, absolutely not. So yeah, good win for the Colts. I'm liking the Colts, man. They are an exciting team to watch. I like them. I'm sorry. I am excited for them. And I had them being terrible this year. Shut me up.
No, I'm with you there. I'm liking them too. I'm looking forward to the Packers beating them in the Super Bowl. So
Neither one of you are going to the Super Bowl. I told you it's Bills, Eagles, doggone it.
all right.
Oh, hey, look, the NFL is crazy this year. It's up for grabs still in every division, every conference.
Who's good and who's bad yet?
Yeah,
Who's
exactly.
bad? We just don't know who's really good yet.
Exactly. We don't know that just yet. Yeah, man. Good win for Indianapolis. They are rolling, and they're going to keep rolling. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. All right, our next game up, the Cowboys go into Denver to play the Broncos. The Cowboys playing the horses. Ironic. They lose.
Yeah, this is probably one of the bigger scratchers of the weekend. The Cowboys got dominated 44-24. We thought this was going to be a great game. Joe Milton ended up coming in and finishing this game because Dak was just not playing well. He was 19 of 31, 188 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, was sacked twice. Yeah, it was just a bad day for the Cowboys all around. I mean, Joe Milton had their only passing touchdown on the game. Bo Nix, 4 touchdown passes, only 1 interception on 19 of 29 passes for 247 yards. I mean, yeah, the Broncos, they're a head scratcher. These two teams are just head scratchers. The Cowboys typically score a bunch of points. They didn't this week, and their defense is porous. The Broncos just had that crazy comeback last week that they had to win that game. They've then put up 44 this one. They've had a crazy 5 quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't really know what either one of these teams really are, especially I guess more so the Broncos at this point, because at 6-2, I just don't. They're the most what is the word I'm looking? I don't even know what the word is that I'm looking for.
I would go with unconvincing.
2 team ever.
I'd go unconvincing. Like they're 6-2, but they don't play like a 6-2 team.
No,
like that game they had against the Jets was stupid. Yeah, it's like they have these games where they can lose these games, but good teams find a way to win. See,
exactly. I guess that's the way of putting it.
Yeah, they have that at least. And then when you have a coach like Sean Payton, I mean, he's seen it all, heard it all, done it all before. So he's a very good guy to have at least to help you get through those things.
100%.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, the Broncos are that kind of team where they could blow you out or they could get blown out. Like there's no middle ground with them.
None.
Yeah, but yeah, they're 6-2. They're winning games. Hey, and that's good for them in their division. So they need to just go ahead and stay on top of the ladder. That's all.
Yeah, the Cowboys need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's going on.
They can fire Matt Eberflus. They can start there.
Yeah, that's a good start.
The hell you hire him for?
Terrible.
Man, that's the thing about the NFL, man. You can fail at your job, get fired in the middle of a season, and get a better job in a better football town, like entertainment wise, and fail upwards like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Just like
This
how
man
we're
shouldn't be coaching nothing.
like how we were talking with the college buyouts with coaches. Oh, you got fired? Cool. Here's 57 million. Like, it makes 0 sense. Yeah, you failed upwards. Gotta love that.
Yeah. Plus, my severance package was that good.
Yeah.
Only in the NFL. You get fired and rehired for doing the same shit you got fired for.
Exactly. Head scratching.
So stupid. But hey, I don't care because the Cowboys lost, and that's always a good day for me. When the Cowboys lose, my heart is full. So bad for them, good for me.
Same here.
All right, and we will round out the Sunday games with Sunday night's game. Your Packers went to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. A rematch. This hasn't happened yet. Aaron Rodgers has not gone up against Green Bay yet since he's left. How did that go?
Well, it ended up going great for the Packers. They really turned it around in the second half. It was 35-25 final score. But at halftime, it was 16-7. Pittsburgh was up. The Packers just had a dominating 28-9 second half. But yeah, Jordan Love had a big second half. Great game. He was actually named NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He went 29-37 for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, was sacked 0 times. Packers got off to kind of, it seemed like a slow start there. Like I mentioned, they were down at halftime, but really came out on fire in the second half. Jordan Love had a huge game. Tucker Kraft had a huge game on what was National Tight Ends Day. He had 7 catches on 9 targets for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. He led the league in receiving yards on the week. Christian Watson, first game back, difference maker right away. 4 targets, 4 catches, 85 yards. Set up 2 big plays on 2 big catches. Josh Jacobs didn't have his best game, but Emmanuel Wilson came in and actually toted the rock really well. He had 11 carries for 61 yards. He did lose a fumble, but he was averaging 5.5 yards per carry compared to Josh Jacobs' 2.5. Josh Jacobs did get a touchdown. But all in all, it was obviously an emotional game with Aaron Rodgers playing against the Packers for the first time. Obviously, it would have been a lot different if it was in Lambeau as opposed to in Pittsburgh. But the Packers take care of business. Jordan Love really needs to start getting more national notoriety when it comes to the fact that he's playing at MVP level. He's not turning the ball over. I mean, he has this year, but not really. He's protecting the ball. He's scoring. The Packers' problem still just continues to be that I think play calling is an issue. They've almost got too many weapons where it's just like the ball is spread around on week-to-week pieces. It's a good problem to have, but there's also issues popping up like, okay, Matthew Golden deactivated his Instagram. What does that mean? You know, obviously everybody wants to pull things from social media, and he's frustrated with how many touches he's getting and stuff like that. But that's another thing that I want to get to is I just don't understand if I agree with the way Matt LaFleur's play calling is a lot of times. Like Matthew Golden's dealing with an ankle injury. Okay, so you shouldn't be having him going side to side. Quit running him on end sweeps and stuff like that. He didn't do that stuff in college. He was a stretch the field, get down, and route running receiver. Like he wasn't doing things behind the line of scrimmage. Start doing things and putting your players in situations that they can be successful, especially when they're banged up. Don't make him go changing directions. Have him use his speed. That, you know, if you have an ankle problem, the best thing you're going to do is straight line. So let him fucking run with his speed straight line. Granted, it helps that we got Christian Watson back, and clearly he's going to be a difference maker. You know, obviously Jade Reed's still hurt, but it is also the Tucker Kraft show right now. The dude's an animal. I think he's very close to being considered, if not He's already in the conversation of one of the better tight ends in the league. I think he's very close to being considered the tight end. Um, when I look at him, I honestly see a more athletic, physical freak Travis Kelce. That's what I see. I see Travis
Oh
Kelce
yeah,
more athletic, more freakish, more like with
yeah.
the stuff in the mode of the
Mhm.
game. He like that dog, even more dog in him. Like
Mhm.
there's something about it, but a lot of his game is very Travis Kelce esque, like athletic wise. But with him, it feels like it's like amped up a little bit. So defense, though, special teams continues to have complete woes all the time. Special teams is just a joke. They're just going to continue to be a thorn in our side. The defense also has issues. Pass rush is all right, but we don't have any true legit corners. Keyshawn Nixon is a liability. He's getting burnt. Um, yeah, I would love for the Packers to try and make a move for a corner at the trade deadline, which is a week from yesterday. I don't expect them to because I think the big splash was already done before the season started with Micah Parsons. But the Packers are a liability on the back end on defense, especially at the corner position. But other than that, win's a win. Looked great in the second half. Pittsburgh is a good team so far on the year, but what I took from that second half is it looked like two teams going opposite directions the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Look like the Packers are going where you want to go, towards the playoffs, and I think the Steelers are probably going to start racking up some L's.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, the second they came out the tunnel in them ugly ass uniforms, I was like, well, this is done. Can't win in that
What would
ugly
you
ass
want?
helmet.
Swimmers or the street signs? I don't know. There's all kinds of things going on with those.
Ugly ass uniform. And I get it, they're throwbacks from like their old. I find that there's a reason why they're thrown back. You don't gotta bring everything back to the
No,
present. You could have
throwbacks
left that where that was.
all the way, but some deserve to be thrown all the way back into the trash.
Yeah, that was not a good look out there. I will say, one last thing to piggy on just about the Packers, which is what really frustrates me as a Bears fan. I see Jordan Love week in and week out do the most egregious, boneheaded things passing the ball, and his receivers are so good, and he's so good at where he can put the ball. Like his pinpoint accuracy with the ball is so stupid to me because he will be getting sacked, throw off his back foot, all the things you're not supposed to do. He'll still throw the ball because he's like, fuck it, somebody's down there. Dobbs, Kraft, fucking
Watson.
anybody. Watson, yeah, go, anybody's down there. He had a play, it was specifically a Tucker Kraft play where it looked like he was about to get sacked, or at the very least, the ball was going to get tipped at the line of scrimmage, and he floated it halfway out the damn stadium. And all Tucker Kraft did was turn his head, and it landed right in his hands. And then the thing is, the defense didn't even see that was going to happen, and he took off for like 30 yards. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
And
how
then
does this
maybe
happen?
the other one to Christian Watson, where he was rolling to the right off his back foot, threw it across his body with Watson running the other way. And it was like perfect. They had one defender who like jumped like he was so unathletic to try and swipe it. And it was perfect dropped into Watson's. It was
It
insane.
is
You're right.
so infuriating.
Infuriating as a fan of the Packers.
But the thing is,
when he releases it, and you're just like, oh God. And then they catch it like, oh yeah, that's what we want.
it's so annoying because every other quarterback, that's an interception, or at the very least, a batted ball or a bad sack. It just does not happen with him. It just does not happen. And I watch him year in and year out do these things. And I'm like, okay, that's just how he plays. That's just how his game is operated on. And he has such good weapons around him that he can trust to be like, hey, they're down there. Somebody gonna get it. I've got 17 receivers out here. Somebody gonna grab this ball. It was just
football.
Yeah, literally. He is the master of huck it, chuck it football. He is Brett Favre without the erratics, without being erratic. Like Brett Favre would just do shit. And you're like, what the fuck was that? He is at least in a controlled environment when he does what he does. It's the same thing. He's literally a Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers hybrid. That's literally what he is.
Been saying that for a long time.
But it's so stupid to see it in real time. It's so dumb. He has the fuck it, someone's down there of Brett Favre, but the pinpoint accuracy of Aaron Rodgers. It's ridiculous. I hate it.
Perfect way to put it. The fuck it, someone's down there of Brett Favre and the pinpoint accuracy of Aaron Rodgers.
That's Jordan Love. he throws all the time. He's always leaning and just throwing it every time.
Fadeaways.
A fadeaway ball. Every shot is just him leaning back and throwing it. I'm like, you know what, man? This is ridiculous. Any other team in the league, any other quarterback in the league, they teach you not to do that. It's a part of his game because it works. They can't stop it. Frustrated as hell.
Yeah.
So dumb. Anyway, the Steelers lose. Fuck it. We'll move on. Last game on the docket is not even a good one. The Monday night game was the Commanders going up against the Chiefs. And we both knew since Jaden Daniels wasn't in the game, there was no shot. And no shot was had. The Chiefs win 28-7.
Yeah, but I mean, they had to come out and have a good second half here. It was 7.
True.
It was 0-0 after the first quarter, 7-7 at halftime, but then the Chiefs came out and just dominated the second half. And
as they do.
Had a 21-0 second half. I mean, yeah, the Chiefs have, like we said, have turned the page, started to play a lot better. Mahomes, he didn't have his greatest game. He was 25 of 34 for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, but had 2 interceptions, including a couple
bad interceptions too. Bad.
Rice back. He kind of showed he's a true number one. They still have yet to have a 100-yard receiver in a single game this year, and Travis Kelce had 99 yards. So he probably had he definitely had his best game of the season. But yeah, Rasheed Rice had 9 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. He had a stupid taunting penalty late in the game. It's just like, man, of all people, you think you would think about not doing no stupid shit.
Yeah, wow. You.
Game coming down to the wire between the Timberwolves and the Lakers right now. 10 seconds left.
Oh, snap. Is LeBron still out?
You know, I had this game on in the background, and he's still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, he is. But I was like, you know what? I couldn't even tell you. But I know he is still out. But yeah, the Chiefs just finding ways to win right now. And I think it's showing that they're like, yeah, we're going to be there when it comes Championship Sunday. We will be in there fighting for a spot in the Super Bowl. So this year, I fully expect the Chiefs to be playing on Championship Sunday for the AFC title.
Yeah, agreed. I see that too. As far as the Commanders, I don't know what their season's about to be. They've not looked good. Even with Jaden Daniels playing, they have not looked great. At least compared to last year.
Terry Warren, Deebo Samuel, Jaden Daniels, they're all hurt. I don't think they're gonna have a good year. I think you can kind of write this one off at this point.
Yeah, unless they make some kind of a miracle run down the stretch. But yeah, the players can't stay healthy long enough to keep a stretch of wins going. But yeah, good win for the Chiefs. Good way to end week number 8. We are done, Tyler. It's over.
Yeah, we are. I went 8-5 on the week. Not my best week, but it is what it is.
Yep. I went 7-6 because I just had to get that Packers Steelers game wrong.
Well, I'm glad you did. Because Packers, that means the Packers won.
Whatever.
Who got your game ball for the week?
Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm glad you went that way because I'm going to have to go with a duel. Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft can split it if they both balled out.
That's fair, I guess.
I give game balls to Packers, and I don't typically try to be homery. But when last week Micah Parsons is the defensive player of the week, I'm going to go with him. And then Jordan Love is the NFC offensive player of the week, and Tucker Kraft balls out like that. Got to give it to him. So
yeah.
But I totally agree with Jonathan Taylor. If that was one up there, Saquon could have got it. A couple other. What are your updated rankings after week 8?
Indeed, they have. Yeah, they've shifted a little bit. Essentially, still the same teams, but one team has fallen completely out. even though they just won. I did take them out of the top five I had. Hold on, my chair has been giving me fits all freaking night. Okay, there we go. So 5-1. I've got the Bucks at 5. I put your Packers in here. I hate to do it, but you're in the rankings now. You've knocked the Chiefs out. So the Packers are 4th, the Patriots are 3rd, the Lions are 2nd, and the Colts solidly still at number 1.
Okay. I hate to do this, but I do have a tie at 5. I'm splitting hairs between the Bills and the Eagles at 5. At number 4, I got the Detroit Lions. Number 3, I got my Packers. I was torn, but then the tiebreaker was, you know what? The Packers beat the Lions already this year, so the Lions are not going ahead of the Packers. So that's why I have the Packers at 3. At 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs, and number 1, I also have the Colts. The Colts look like the whip.
Nice. Cool beans.
Cool beans is right. Now, for rapid fire picks, week 9.
Yes, let's get on with it. Starting with tomorrow's game, the Ravens are going into Miami to play the Dolphins. Two teams who have hit the skids for losses the last few weeks, both coming off wins.
Is Lamar playing?
I don't know. I think he might be, though. I think at this point they might have to put him out there because they gave such a fuss about him not playing against us. I would think he'd play. I mean, well, there's been no signs that he's going to start. They say they expect to start him at Miami, but they said that against us, so we'll find out. But at the risk of just being consistent, if Lamar plays, then the Ravens. If he doesn't, I'm actually going to go with Miami.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I'm just going to say screw it. I'm going Ravens either way.
All right. Work for me. Actually, let me write this down so I don't forget. Dolphins and Ravens. All right, fantastic. Next game up. It's going to be our 49ers, and they're going into the MetLife Stadium to play the New York Giants. Yikes. Oh, this is proven to be gross. Give me the 49ers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the 49ers get back in the winning column after their loss to the Texans.
Agreed. Next up, the Chargers are going into Tennessee to play the Titans, and the Chargers will win.
Yep, I don't think I will take the Titans in a single game all year.
No, I think that ship has sailed. I probably picked them once and they lost, so I'm never picking them again. Next, our division rivals, the Vikings and the Lions, are playing each other in Detroit. Minnesota's looking shitty. Detroit's looking like Detroit, so give me Detroit.
Yep, Lions here too.
Yep, Lions big. Next, the Falcons are going into New England to play the Patriots. They ain't stopping Drake May this time. Not yet.
Nope, Patriots on my end as well.
Fantastic. Patriots. All right, next game up. The Colts are going into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Amen. The Steelers are going to be real mad they lost that game. But I'm still going with Indianapolis to win now.
Yeah. Until someone shows me they can slow Indy down right now, I'm going with the Colts.
Indeed. Next up, the Broncos are going up against the Houston Texans in Houston. Give me Denver.
Give me Denver as well, but again, Texans and Broncos, they're both odd teams right now.
Yeah, don't know what they're doing. Next game up, the Bears on yet another away game. God, we ain't played at home like ever. We're playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. I have heard word that Joe Flacco was injured. So he is day-to-day in practice. So they don't know if he's good to go on Sunday. I'm going with the Bears for a get-back game against the Bengals. Because if we have to play against Jake Browning, oh my God.
I hear you. That being said, give me the Bengals.
Ew! That was just rude. All right, the Panthers are going up against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. Give me the Panthers.
Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, I don't give a shit. Packers by a million.
Man, it's that trap game written all over it. Give me the fucking Panthers. All right, next up, the New Orleans Saints are taking their freshly minted third round quarterback and going into LA to play the Rams, who were on a bye. So give me the Rams fresh on fresh legs.
Yeah, this game should be ugly. Rams all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, it shouldn't be fun. Next up, the Jaguars are going to play the Raiders. Two teams again coming off byes. Give me the Jags though. The Raiders suck.
Yep, give me the Jags, but they'll find a way to make it a close game.
Yeah, probably. Next, a matchup we will be seeing until the end of infinity. The Chiefs are going into Buffalo to play the Bills. Oh Lord. Give me Buffalo at home. They're good against them in the regular season, not post.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are just playing too good right now. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Oh Lord. All right. Chiefs it is. Fantastic. Oh, I cannot spell today. All right, there we go. And then our Sunday night game is going to be the Seahawks going into Washington, playing the Commanders. Seahawks coming off a bye, fresh legs. And then yeah, the Commanders. I don't know if Jaden Daniels playing or not. But give me Seattle. Why
Yeah,
not?
I'm going with Seattle too. Obviously, not sure if Jaden's playing, but I just don't really know if the Commanders can beat the Seahawks right now. So give me the Seahawks.
Absolutely. Sounds good. And then Monday night, yet another team coming off a bye. The Arizona Cardinals are going into Dallas to play the Cowboys. Ooh, hoo, hoo. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this game because Arizona's not good, but this could prove to be a really gross game.
I think both teams aren't all that great, but the Cowboys are definitely better. So give me the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
for sure. All right, man. Is that week 8? That's week 8 of the NFL, man.
That was week 8. We're on to week 9. Looking forward to the games this weekend. As always.
Absolutely. I am looking forward to them as well. Well, that does bring us to the end of this episode. We thank you all for tuning in and listening, and we will catch you all next week.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for listening and tune in next time. Take care.